Hello, I'm Lisa Breitrick, Adaptive PE Specialist for Milwaukee Public Schools.
And I'm Lindsay Dake, the Adaptive Athletics Director for Milwaukee Public Schools.
So today we are introducing some tasks for our students with limited mobility. Most of the equipment we are using today can be found around your house. Some of the tasks are partner tasks, so if you have a family member who can help you out, that would be great. Okay, for our next couple of exercises, we're going to begin with some warm-ups. What you will need for warm-ups is a towel if you have one at home. And we also have some cans down to the side there. If you have a couple cans of vegetables or fruit, that would be great. So our first activity, our first warm-up, we're just going to start out with some neck rolls. If you can go side to side, that would be best. Just try to keep moving your neck. Try not to go backwards, just side to side. Okay, good job on the neck rolls. Now we're going to start with overhead towel side to side bends. So the towel is extended overhead. Arms are as straight as you can get them. Go one side, all the way back up to the center, and then back down to the other side. Okay, and next we're going to put the towel in front. Press the towel out as far as you can and see if you can twist side to side. Next, we're going to do some press-ups with the towel. You're going to go up 5 times would be great. 5 presses up over your head. And then let's do 5 forward. Now, this is where if you can grab the cans and add a little weight. These are probably about 1 pound weights. If you can press overhead 5 times. And now let's press forward 5 times. And if you can see, this is what it looks like going forward. Okay, good job. Let's set the cans down. And now we'll do a little warm-up for the legs. What we want you to try to do is kick your legs out. We're going to try to do 5 kicks each leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now if you can't kick your legs out, what you can do is use your arms instead and press out with your arms. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice job. The next set of activities or exercises that we're going to do involve a stretchy band, but if you don't have a stretchy band, you can use a towel. So let's start out with the stretchy band and see if you can grasp the stretchy band with both hands. You can double it up if it's too long. And see if you can pull apart with the stretchy band. You can do it in front of you. Let's do 5 pulls. This works on resistance and your grasp. And then let's see if we can go overhead. Works on your shoulder mobility. Now, if you're having difficulty, if you can only grasp with one hand, what you can do is we can wrap the stretchy band around their hand and we can pull and try to have them hold on to it as best they can. If they have one hand that's better than the other, use that hand.
If you can, do each hand 5 times.
Yep, 5 times each hand if possible. Okay, now, we mentioned if you don't have a stretchy band, obviously you can use a towel. It doesn't stretch like a stretchy band, but just have the athlete hold it as best they can. Work on their grasp. 5 pulls, and then we would do 5 pulls on the other arm. Our next few challenges are going to be working on your balance, and for this we are using a beanbag if you have one, but if you don't, that's fine because there's other things we can use. You could use a sock, or you could use some sort of soft ball. This is a yarn ball. And then lastly, we have a pool noodle, a shortened pool noodle that Lindsay's going to try to balance. So first I'm going to ask Lindsay to put the beanbag on her head. See if she can balance that without having it fall off her head. And then the next challenge is I want to see if she can move and keep the beanbag on her head while she's moving. She's going to go forward. She's going to go backwards. To the side. A complete 360-degree turn. And back to front. Next, we are going to put the beanbag on the palm of her hand and see if you can extend it out to your side. Bring it back to the center. Back out. Back to the center. Try to do that 5 times. And remember, if you don't have a beanbag, you can do it with a sock. Also, if you do have that pool noodle, you can try it with a pool noodle. Try to move it to the side and back to the front. And we're trying to do about 5 on each hand. Okay, and lastly, if you are able to, I'm going to help you out and take these off. And lastly, we're going to just see if you can. Now remember, if you don't have a beanbag, you can use the sock. But we're going to see if you can put it on your foot. Kick your foot up. A few on each feet. If it falls off, we're going to put it on the other foot now. See if you can do it on both feet. Okay, good job. Our next challenge is going to work on catching again and also your eye-hand coordination. And for this one, Lindsay has some scarves, or you could use bandanas if you possibly have that around the house. But we're going to try the plastic bags. We do have a little bit of a wind outside, so they might blow slightly, but we'll give it our best shot. So in the first challenge, I'm just going to ask Lindsay to try to throw the bag up and catch with both hands. Both hands. Okay, one more. Okay, now Lindsay, I want you to put it in one hand and see if you can toss it up and catch with one hand. Okay, and maybe the other hand, a few in the other hand. One more. Okay, now she's going to put a bag in each hand. And what I'm going to have her do is toss them up and try to catch each bag simultaneously. It is more challenging, especially since we're dealing with a little wind here today. But if you are in the house, you will not have to deal with the wind. One more. Okay, good job. The next activity we're going to do involves a balloon, and we have a paper towel holder right here. So what I want Lindsay to do first is to try to just tap the balloon to herself. We don't have a lot of wind today, so we're pretty lucky. And if you can only use one hand, use one hand. But if you can use both hands. Okay, next, if you have a paper towel holder, What you can do is use that like as an extension and see if you can tap it. This would be in place of a paddle. See if you can tap it with the paper towel holder. And lastly, if you have a family member who could join you, you can just tap to them. We got a little bit of a breeze today, so we're going to try that again. Our next challenge will involve using either the socks again or a beanbag if you happen to have that around the house. We are also using a bucket, that's an ice cream bucket right there, and a small laundry bucket. So the first challenge I have for you is to toss the sock or the beanbag straight up to yourself and see if you can catch with both hands. You don't have to toss it too high, just so you can control it and catch it. Okay, now what I want you to do is see if you can toss with one hand. So put it in one of your hands, try to toss it up, and see if you can catch it with that same hand. And go to the other hand, same thing, straight up. Now we're going to go side to side. So you go from your right to your left or left to right and see if you can toss it back and forth and catch it. Now our next challenge is going to be a toss, straight up, clap, and catch. So toss, clap, catch. Toss, clap, catch. Toss, clap, catch. Toss, clap, catch. Nice job. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to see if you can drop the beanbag into the basket on either side of your chair, if you're able to. So Lindsay's going to drop it on the right side of her chair, right into the bucket. Okay, and then once she's done with that, I'm going to give it back to her, and now she's got more of a challenge. She's going to try to toss it into the laundry basket. Good job. Okay, and we're going to end with a little super challenge. And Lindsay's going to see how many times she can toss, clap, and catch. So she's going to try to have more claps than one. She's going to see how many she can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's see if we can get 5, and 5. Great job. Our next challenge is still working on eye-hand coordination and catching. When you catch a ball, and we are using 3 different balls. We have a volleyball here, a yarn ball, and a small rubber ball. When you want to catch, you want to kind of have your thumbs up, fingers pointing downward. Open up your hands as best you can. Okay, so we're going to work with the biggest ball first. This is the volleyball, and I'm going to start very close. See if we can do this without dropping it. If the student has a tray, you might want to remove the tray from their chair. Now, if you feel like we're doing well, take a step back, make it a little more challenging. And keep reminding them, I tell them thumbs up, kind of fingers downward. Try to open up your hands as much as you can. Now we also have some smaller balls. If you don't have a bigger ball, this is just a yarn ball. This is a little more challenging with a small ball. And remind them to catch with their hands if they can, not with their body. Our next challenge is for you if you are able to propel yourself. It's a timed challenge. We put down 4 spots, and all you're going to do is propel yourself around, moving forward. Ready? Go. And stop. If you can, see if a family member can time you and see if you can get faster each time. Do it 2-3 times and see if you can increase your speed. The next progression in our wheelchair challenge is Lindsay will propel herself forward and then she will reverse and go backwards. And we are not timing this, we're just working on change of direction, practicing moving our chair, backing up, and coming back to start. Good job. Now you'd want to try this a few times and see if you can get better at it and a little quicker at it. We're going to do a rhythm activity, and for this you can grab some wooden spoons that might be in your house. If you have an exercise ball, that would be fantastic, but if you don't, no big deal. You can use a pot from the kitchen. So you can use any of those, whatever you prefer. And what we're going to try to do is just put some music on, and you can beat to the music or any rhythm that you want to make. One moment here.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sometimes she's here, you can take away. I'm a hot air balloon at the ghost face. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy I'm alone. If you feel like a room without a roof, because I'm happy I'm alone. If you feel like happiness is.
Okay, good job. For our next challenge, we're going to work on striking a ball, if you have one. If you do not have a ball, we're going to use a 2-liter soda bottle. So for this one, I also grabbed a laundry basket. That kind of works as my tee. And I'm going to start out with the soda bottle, set it up, and obviously you would pick the side that you feel most comfortable striking with. We would like you to try both sides, but I'm going to start with my right side because I am right-handed, and I'm going to bring my arm back and spark. We call it tick, tock, back and through. Okay, and next I'm going to put the ball, and whatever ball you have, this is a pretty lightweight ball because you are using a pool noodle. If you have something else you can use to strike at home, a stick or something, you know, like a pole of some sort, some lightweight pole, you can use that. You can shorten up rather than having it longer. Shorten up, move your hand up and strike with your hand farther up the noodle. That makes your lever a little bit shorter and a little bit easier to handle. And one more time, I'm going to show you the bottle, and I'm going to move my hand up. And if you can't have the basket that far away, you can adjust it. But I'm going to move my hand up, then pool noodle, kind of reach out, tick, tock. And we'll do the ball one more time. Tick, tock. And that is our striking lesson. For our next challenge, we're going to work on your rolling skills. And for this, we are using a ball, a volleyball, and we are also using a yoga mat if you have one around the house and you need to use it. And lastly, some soda bottles. We have a smaller, like 16 ounce there, but we're also using some 2-liter bottles for Lindsay to knock down. So if you can, first we're gonna see if you can roll the ball from your side and try to knock down the bottles. Okay, I'll give you another chance at that. One more. Okay, good job. Now, if you are unable to roll from your side, that is why we have the yoga mat. The yoga mat is acting as a ramp. So we want to extend it out as best we can. And we're going to have Lindsay roll it down the yoga mat. Let's see if she can do that. Great job.